conviction, deepen their spiritual understanding and become empowered to serve and guide others. That's another aspect. And what we are looking for is, of course, a culture of learning and spiritual growth within the congregation. That's what we are looking at. Biggest challenge. We are still paying back our loans. Over $6 million are still to be paid. And the interest is really high, so we want to pay it as soon as possible. And again, finding and engaging, supporting full-time temple devotees, that is something we still have the need for. And also caring for aging devotees and with illness. And we also need local Shiksha and Diksha gurus and a system to develop and maintain that. Again, 3 areas also refer to developing and sustaining trained leaders within the congregation, structured mentorship training and encouragement, openness and trust with healthy leadership boundaries. Those are actually shared by our group as well. And what's the biggest frustration? On one level, we don't have any frustration because expectation leads to frustration. But on another level, sometimes we also see many of you are struggling with some of the issues, right? Petty things between the devotees, still need for that education, need to grow, mature in our practices, work on ourselves. Those things are still there. So lack of education, misunderstanding Prabhupada's mood and mission. Yes, knowing is good, realizing is difficult. And what do we need to grow and thrive? First is systematic devotional education. Second is stronger collaboration across temples within the zone. So again, looking for collaborating with all of you. And third is leadership development and mentorship, especially for congregation leaders who are serving voluntarily while balancing demanding family and professional responsibilities. What can our zone, we as Potomac Temple can offer to the zone 2 as well as individuals? First is devotional education, especially teaching Bhakti Shastris, so we just complete. We try to make hard things simple. So as Bhakti Shastri teachers, we don't take years. Within 6 months we finish it. And even IBM, we recorded our stuff so that they can do it async basis. Second is sharing experience in home-based preaching and online teaching, and collaboration among communities. And finally, I would be happy to serve wherever it's needed in mentoring, coaching, and supporting discussion that strengthen cooperation and growth within the zone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Now we'll call upon Pandit Srivas Prabhu, who's leading actually quite a few initiatives. So you can just talk about whichever one you like.
Sure. Hare Krishna. I'll keep a timer for 4 minutes and 30 seconds. If you work with me, then that timer will tell me I need to wind up.
Go.
Okay? All right. So, I wanted to quickly tell you not about just ISKCON Indianapolis, Indiana, Kentucky. So, this is Kishore Kishori Prabhu. Could you please very quickly stand up? He leads Lexington and Richmond. So, incredible devotee. I wish I had 2% of his initiative and his enthusiasm. That is, thank you, Prabhu. That is Abhiram Govinda Prabhu. He helps with ISKCON Indiana. He's moving to now India to get married. We're hopeful he comes back with 2, and we're also hopeful that he doesn't stay long enough that he comes back with 3. So, that's good. And then we have Subala Pran Prabhu. So he's also ISKCON Indiana. And then finally, we have Tulapati Madhav. There you go. President ISKCON Louisville. So all these guys they are a huge source of inspiration because they are on the ground, they're doing the actual day-to-day work, okay? So more or less, as a summary, the maximum number of people we have is around maybe active 60 to 70 people, right? My WhatsApp group tells me we have 888 people in the WhatsApp group in Indiana. Most of them are asking us to join some other WhatsApp group to sell stocks. I don't know what that is about, but active people 70 to 80 on the most. There were 3 places in Kentucky. There are 5 places in Indiana. Okay, I'm sorry, I need to take a breather. Yeah, 5 places in Indiana that we mentioned. So total 8 places. Okay, so greatest accomplishment to date was actually our first ever big Rath Yatra in the year 2025, right? We were so happy that people from different places of the US could come together and help us make that successful. Incredible thing, on the day of Rath Yatra, 15 minutes before we were supposed to even get on that parade, it was part of the July 4th parade, 15 minutes before that, our Rath broke. It broke. And so Aviram over here fixed it, okay? Haribol, Haribol. So we had a fantastic parade. How many people attended that parade? 25,000 people. 25,000 people, right? And we were disjointed. Why? Because our Kirtaniers were here, our Rath was here, so everybody got 2 for the price of 1. So that was wonderful, okay? So that's one of our biggest accomplishments. Another thing, we decided to invest. It's not one event, it's a series of events. Where did we invest? We invested in education. We have signed a contract with Madana-gopāla, anybody knows about her, to educate our teachers. We want to do this the right way. We want to take our time. When we open, we want to open with a good education institute. Okay? I'm going to skip these. Well, let's talk about the biggest challenge. You know, if you look at our map, we are at the red part of the Rust Belt. That is our biggest challenge. It's not as bad as, let's say, Iowa, so we are talking knives and not guns, but it's nevertheless, it's a problem out there, right? So, I know. Another big challenge is that look at Louisville, look at Indiana. How many industries do you see out there? So where do most of our funds come from? Believe it or not, from Indian immigrants. But where will they work over there? There aren't that many industries out there. So it's a problem for us. The new immigration challenges are a problem. We are losing one of our persons because of that, right? So we have to figure that out. How do we navigate through that, okay? I'm going to skip this and talk about this first and then go back to that. What can you offer to Zone 2? Everything. Everything. Whatever you want. You know, if we make 2 cents in a dollar, that's yours. Okay? You wanted people to be over there, we will go there. You wanted Mridanga players, some of the best stand up Manit Prabhu. Incredible Mridanga players, right? We get there. We get there. What we can afford to give, we will give. If that's what's going to help you, that's what's going to help Srila Prabhupada, we'll give it to you. We are being educated. We have incredible teachers who can teach Bhakti Shastra, you can teach Bhagavad Gita. We've been teaching for 10, 15, 20 years. We have those facilities available. We have the degrees available. We can do the online courses, right? We can do our websites. We can do, 30 seconds. So we can do the websites. We can set up your e-commerce thing. We can set up your book. Whatever it is that you want in inventory, we can do that. We can build the apps for you. The only thing we request is that let it be time bound. We can set it up, but servicing it, we don't have the bandwidth. I wish we did. Which brings us to the last point. What do we need? Guys, I know it's out of place. Okay? Once a month, one person, so that's only 12 locations, right? We wish somebody, some senior, advanced, incredible people comes and inspires us. That's our nourishment. We need it. It's a need. Sorry, I'm very emotional about this. We are working so hard to somehow or the other bring Krishna consciousness to this parched piece of land. Please help us. Just come once. I beg of you. Please, just show up once a month. Anybody, I will feed you. I will cook for you. I will serve you the best I can. Whatever I can, whatever little bit I have is yours. Thank you, Prabhu.
What a wonderful way to top off this this conference. We're at time. Well, we have a few more minutes, but actually we're ready to go to about 12:45, so a few minutes to close. Path forward. Just imagine. I just saw this analogy, so I thought I'd share it. That we worked so hard to come up with such great ideas, fantastic ideas. Not just ideas. We made friends. Not just friends. These are brothers and sisters. We are not part of a family. We are more than friends. And we know from experience that these relationships are deeper than a blood relationship, isn't it? Devotees will come to your aid when even our own blood relation may not come. We all have that experience. There's no question about it. And we've deepened that here. I think we've done a pretty decent job because all of you have very soft hearts to begin with. So it was like a big, melt. So many things were generated. It's like we planted an apple tree and then grew the apples, and the apples practically rained down. And now the apples are sitting on the lawn. You know what happens sometimes? They just sit on the lawn and they rot. Because we didn't have time. We didn't have time because we have to go now. In a couple of hours, we have to get on the road and get back to our temples. And then the apples will be left here and we left. No. We're going to collect these apples into baskets and we're going to take them home. We're going to make apple pie. It's the American thing to do. As Americans, apple pie. This is what we're supposed to do, right? Yes, there are a lot of Indian people there, but you're in Indianapolis. You can't say Indianapolis without, right? Indian apples. So, how are we going to make apple pie? We are going to stay connected, and we're going to hold ourselves to a commitment. We're going to be committed to the goals. You came up with the goals. Right? One goal we all agreed to was the diverse outreach everybody loves anyway. And then the two other goals, you came up with them. We did it democratically. Right? So if you came up with them, you have to commit to them. And they're wonderful goals. So, how are we going to do it? We're going to send you the Zoom links. We'll have, I'd say about once a month, we'll decide the cadence of it, how realistically we can meet and hold each other accountable. How are you doing ISKCON 60? How are you doing, did you get your banners printed? Are you putting on your Rath cards? If you're having difficulty, talk to Shamru Prabhu who can give you the contact person, that sort of thing. You'll start texting on the group, keep it active, You can block swap investments and things, and don't ignore those, but you can focus on this group. Keep it active, keep it fun. We had a lot of fun too. So, my dear brothers and sisters, as we come to the close of this very special gathering, I want to first offer my heartfelt gratitude. Our wonderful host, Jai Krishna Prabhu. Haribol. With long generosity, vision, that created such a beautiful space for all of us to come together. I don't know if you guys ever come to Vrindavan and stayed in guest house in the 90s. They're very different, The bunk beds?
It was very different.
No
bunk beds, bare floor.
Oh, you did the bare floor? Yeah, you did the bare floor. I did the bunk beds. Yeah, I almost fell down from that. Anyway, 1994, I can't even know. It's crazy. So, it's so nice now. It was also beautiful back then, but the experience here is so good. Your generosity, I have no words, Prabhu. And Madana-gopāla, she raised the bar, and they make a great team. I want to thank His Holiness Bhakti Marg Swami, give us such inspiration. Even this morning, I was like, okay, I'm just going to do Mangal Aarti. And they said, no, you got to dance. They start pulling me in. And then he's look at the lady, he's got, so he brings so much energy. You remember that?
Yeah.
The ladies didn't do it, I had to do it. Thank you, Bhakti Marg Swami Maharaj. He's already, I think, back on his way. And to our guiding GBC, Anudam Prabhu, Haribol. My personal, very deep friend, I bug him at least several times a week. Whose wisdom, facilitation, heartfelt insights helps us not just to think, but feel the path forward. You have to feel it. I want to thank especially our tireless coordinator, Venu Madhuri Mataji. For so many weeks, she's been contacting you, and then all of a sudden she also had to do the room allocation. It's not easy, that seva, but thank you. And even all these slides, and the notes behind them, and the Mentimeter, everything. So special thanks. And to each and every one of you. You came all the way here, it's not easy. In the face of so many difficulties, we have so many things to do in our yatras and personal lives. And in space of gas prices, you can't. But you brought your heart, your sincerity, your openness, and your enthusiasm. and your skills and your experiences. It's incredibly valuable. But beyond the meetings, beyond the sessions, let's remember the laughter, the tears, the informal moments, the new friendships. Because ultimately, it is these bonds of affection that will carry Srila Prabhupada's mission forward. This is our real product, love and encouragement. That's our product, flagship product. If you take one thing from here, let it be this. Let us keep our hearts soft. Soft hearts create trust. Trust creates synergy. And synergy creates a kind of loving collaboration that can transform the world. And we've not just shared ideas, we've made commitments. Commitments to something tangible. To expand Mahasankirtan, including powerful bus programs. And if the bus doesn't work out, we'll still do the Mahasankirtan. Bus or no bus, that we're going to reach that. We're going to reach different towns and make a big sound. We're going to strengthen Bhakti Sadachar with education programs next 2 years. Shaping deep, steady practitioners. This is part of Boiling the Milk program Prabhupada wanted us to do. Very important. And that came out from this group. We will create big milestones in that as well. It's not going to be a small thing. It's going to be huge. And to boldly grow diverse outreach through the Think Gita initiative, meaningful retreats shared by Radhakriti, and thoughtful changes that we discussed in this facilitated session. We're going to do those things. So now let us be honest. When we go back home, emails will come, and the pressures will return. The daily grind will try to pull us back into old patterns. It's not easy to hold on to these commitments. But we are not ordinary individuals. We're servants of Srila Prabhupada. We represent Srila Prabhupada. We gather here with purpose. And therefore we are determined. Determined not to let this become just another conference. Determined to turn inspiration into execution. To support all that, we will stay connected. We have a WhatsApp group. We'll have monthly Zoom meetings to keep the momentum alive, to share progress, to encourage one another, and yes, to continue the joy and friendship we experienced here. So please do not lose touch. Let this not be an ending. Let this be a beginning of something historic. Together with soft hearts, strong commitments, and united purpose, we can truly serve Srila Prabhupada in a way that will make him smile. Thank you all very much for encouraging me and engaging me in this service. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada.
Like, of course, to mention Madana-gopāla, who has facilitated our meeting so wonderfully in the last 2 days. Please give him a big hand.
So please take these handouts, and then we'll be having lunch prasadam at the community hall. Yeah. One quick announcement. If any temple have extra Bhagavatam sets, whichever kind, our Albany Academic Vedic Center could use some. There's a lot of demand. Okay, so Jayakishore will offer some. So, Chandravanshi Prabhu, you can collect Jayakishore.
So 60 seconds, you're getting passed out what our draft is of the sponsorships for our shared collective 16th anniversary in New York City. Please take a look. You can contact me or Aditya, and we will also be contacting you, especially